Convincing people to join the campaign, especially on technology, was pretty easy because we just said, do you want to work for the president? And then they said yes. It wasn't very hard to convince people. There's very few opportunities in the world that would be like working on a campaign, especially in high tech like we were doing. And so it won't be the same next time or in the future. This was, I think, the only time where it will be like this. The main difference between 2008 and 2012, well, there was a bunch, but one of the main differences was social media and mobile and all of these kind of things that we now take for granted were just being kind of created and in 2008. In 2012, all of our parents are using that technology. Yeah. And so the difference between the masses using it and the masses not using it was really what powered some of the decisions that we made, some of the tech that we built. The president was not involved in the day-to-day. He had to be the president. So he hired people who could act autonomously to him. And that was his whole, I think that was actually a big part of the campaign, was hire the person down from you as someone that could do your job. Yeah. I think one of the things that's kind of fascinating about this, when you look at how large brands are engaging in data campaigns or social, we are a pretty good case study because we were a huge brand. We were a big legacy brand, and we were able to do it. And I think part of it is just the amount of trust that's involved, etc. It worked. I like to joke, especially when I'm in a foreign country, that we were trying to save the world. There's always I think that if there's one property of someone from the U.S., it's that we're very U.S.-centric, right? The world revolves around us, which is true. But the thing is that's the values that you have. Like, if you fuck this up, like, what happens? Like, I don't know, maybe we'll invade all the other countries. Like, there's a lot of worry that you have. Romney, I think, is probably a fine business person, but the politics he represented, which is pretty anti-progressive, seemingly anti-women, seemingly anti-gay, anti a lot of the progress that we have made thus far in the U.S. And so, seeing that as the alternative, it's pretty scary. And you think, well, if that's what's at stake, then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, we have to make sure we can't fuck this up. Like, you cannot fail. And that's a lot of pressure, and it's hard. Technology can't actually help you if your candidate sucks. So people think that technology is the reason that the president won, when the president won because he was the best candidate. And if you have a good candidate, then you can augment your campaign with technology, and especially here where you have such a good amount of people on mobile devices, you could probably do some really interesting things with grassroots and grassroots organizing, but nobody will care if the candidate sucks. And so how do you have a good candidate then activate their base?